እንኳን ደህና መጣችሁ። Voor de mensen die het Amhaars heel perfect beheersen. Voor de Nederlands, fijn dat jullie allemaal hier zijn. Voor de mensen die Engelstalig, welcome. This is a good opportunity for us, for Africans here in Holland, in Amsterdam, to come together, celebrate, discuss about the Africans living here in Holland. And of course, always I say about our beautiful city, Amsterdam. We are Africans, we are Hollands, and we are, in my personal case, Amsterdammers. And my name is Kibret Makonnen. I'm from Amiro Media. It is an Ethiopian-made media organization here in Holland. And we are organizing this conference workshop together with Ethio Digest. This is also a new online organization based here in Holland and in Belgium. And we organize this meeting in collaboration with Africa Day, or the foundation called FMS. Foundation Max van der Stoel. So more, van der Stoel. We invited 4 people to participate in panel discussion and at the same time in a presentation. And we invite my friend Chris Kilmas to be our moderator. And it's my honor and pleasure, Chris, to have you here with us, because I know you all my lifetime here in Holland, ever since I came as a young, ambitious refugee from Ethiopia back 1995. Since then, we are here like Ethiopian and Dutch friends and brothers, and it's my pleasure to have you here as a moderator for today.
ጤና ይስጥልን። እባክዎ ቻናላችንን ሰብስክራይብ ያድርጉልን። ደውሉን ከተጫኑ በቀጥታ እንገናኛለን። ስለተባበሩ እናመሰግናለን። በዝግጅታችን እንደሚረኩ እምነታችን ነው።
Ananias, the floor is yours. And please welcome him with a warm hand.
As you might probably have known or have heard from the international media outlets, there are positive steps in Ethiopia with the ascending of the new Prime Minister. I think most of us know, but releasing the political prisoners and journalists, the peace with Eritrea, and the lifting up of the state of emergency, as well as revision of some repressive laws like the charities and the anti-terrorism law are fundamental to mention. But I will focus on the opening up of the political space. Since the coming of the Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, he has opened the political space, and many exiled politicians have returned from Europe and the US, as well as from Eritrea, which used to espouse armed struggle in Eritrea. This opening up of political space is a blessing in disguise, in my view. It has a good opportunity, as well as it has posed a great challenge, because opening up the political space without having the necessary framework of engagement and without laying the foundations of the rules of the game, Abiy Ahmed naively invited these armed struggles to destabilize the stability, which has been, of course, established by repression. But now this political space has been infiltrated by armed groups which want to make a political point through force. So this has, complicated matters gravely. So we are now witnessing in Ethiopia communal violence, and ethnic evictions and internal displacements are on the rise. There are a lot of bad things like proliferation of arms and questions of identity, huge number of unemployed youth, disputes over provinces, especially in Addis Ababa, and this things has been exacerbated because of the opening up of the political space. On the one hand, it is a good move towards democratization, but since it lacks a proper framework of engagement. It's now descending into fragmentation and anarchy. So this all boils down to the youth being instrumentalized by different political elites towards their political objectives. So this political mobilization and confrontation of the youth in different parts of the country is proliferating, and it all boils down to the breakdown of a political order. So in Ethiopia, ethnicity has been the main organizing principle and philosophy, if you like, that has been triumphant or predominant on the political landscape. So the state has been overly ethnicized, and the federal arrangement and most political parties as well are functioning on the basis of primacy for their own respective ethnic groups. So these things have been interplaying throughout the last 27 years of the TPLF dominant EPRDF, but now, since the political space is open and since the government is not repressing these differences between different ethnic groups, it's all playing out in very nasty ways, so that we are now seeing the first country who have an internal displacement greater than Syria. So what I have summarized is we need to prioritize the fundamental contradictions or the priorities. So in that regard, the new administration of Abiy Ahmed lacks a clear roadmap and a clear modalities of engagement to entertain these political actors accordingly. So we are now seeing as a result there is a humanitarian crisis and leading to a breakdown of law and order, and everywhere is instability and ethnic conflict. So this has been also deepening the divide along ethnic lines in Ethiopia. To avert all these problems, we need to set the house or to put the house in order. And what I suggest here is elite bargain and political settlement is very critical to break this impasse, because at the end of the day, it is the political elites that are manipulating the youth and the ethnic groups to go against each other. In this regard, the Ethiopian political elite has always been divided. There is no agreement on the country's past history. There is no agreement on the constitution, on language policy, and also the national identity issue is there. This Ethiopianness and ethnic, which needs to be mitigated. So mediating the past, negotiating the future, and building consensus about the present is a must to go out of this quagmire. In this regard, Abiy has exemplified a very good, inspiring rhetoric of becoming a unifying figure, but his promises and rhetoric has not been translated into structural remedies, because the political structure in Ethiopia is overly ethnicized, but his rhetoric is towards national unity, and this Maddamer or synergy philosophy of his has not been translated into structural frameworks. In this critical period, since the extraordinary situations and times demand extraordinary measures, there has to be a statesman that can show wisdom and that can bridge the divide among the political elites willfully or tactfully. So we lack this statesmanship there. Because of that, there is a breakdown of rule of law and order. So my main message to convey today is Ethiopia is in transition. There are so many good things happening, but besides that, there are also flaring up of communal conflicts and ethnic conflicts, which are age-old and unresolved political elites issues. The political elite of the Ethiopian political class needs to carve out some kind of negotiation and consensus building. That is the way forward. Otherwise, this fragile transition is being confronted with very critical dangers, like the issue of Addis Ababa, the capital. There is a fierce competition between the Oromo nationalists and the Ethiopianists. That also boils down to historical interpretations and the Ethiopian nationhood interpretations. There are a lot of points to raise, but I think it's good to skip it here. Thank you.
ጤና ይስጥልን እባክዎ ቻናላችንን ሰብስክራይብ ያድርጉልን ደውሉን ከተጫኑ በቀጥታ እንገናኛለን ስለተባበሩ እናመሰግናለን በዝግጅታችን እንደሚረኩ እምነታችን ነው